How would you like to receive up to 500,000 in funding in as little as 24 hours? Hi, welcome into this Horizon Business Funding Review, where I'm Michael from Viral Funding Solutions. We'll cover in depth all you need to know about this program, such as the pros and cons, is it legit, the alternatives, and a lot more. But before I get started, if this is the first time you're watching me, I do come out with videos like this on all types of alternative lending, all small business loans, different opportunities for you to take full advantage of. So if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Click that bell notification icon so you don't miss any future videos I come out with. Let's get right into it. Need business capital fast? We can help. As you can see on the right side there, you can receive up to 500,000 in your business in as little as 24 hours. Is this legitimate? Yes, it is. Don't worry about that. But is it the best program out there? I wouldn't say so. And you're going to want to stick around to hear that and some other options as well. So you're going to put your first name, last name, company name, email, phone number, select the industry type, and then select monthly deposit volume. So what they have are a different amount of programs you can apply for to get working capital. And I'm going to show you that in a second here, but there's a little button there in yellow. You can click the start now. So what are their financing solutions? You have business term loans. Look, this is something everybody wants, but not everybody can qualify for. And or it does not make sense for you to get, because a business term loan, for the most part, is you're getting a huge lump sum and you're wanting to make bigger purchases. And I get there's a need for that in your business or somebody else's, and there's a time and a place for that, but you have to account for the type of interest. They may be longer terms, like you're seeing here, 5 to 10 year terms. You have short, medium, and large term loans. No minimum FICO or collateral is required. So I get that's a little bit of an attractive feature there. So loans up to 250,000, approval time in 24 to 48 hours. The monthly payment program can also be used to consolidate existing loans if that's something you're looking to do. And here we have unsecured working capital, which is 6 to 24 month terms. So when I say unsecured working capital, of course, that means you don't have to put any kind of collateral in. There may be personal guarantees involved, meaning that if you were to go into a default, they can go after your personal assets. But just keep that in mind. That's just something that I wouldn't want happening to you, but just make sure you don't go into default or you close your bank account or something. Don't do anything fraudulent. So again, these are 6 to 24 month terms. No minimum FICO or collateral is required. Working capital up to $1 million. Approval in 1 to 8 hours. Minimum paperwork required. Get funded the same day. And we're going to cover a little bit about these, so stick with me. Business credit lines, 12 to 18 month term, 650 minimum FICO, so it's a little bit higher up there in that. I wouldn't say, well, it is. It's more in like the good range. We're getting there. So no collateral is required. Lines up to 250,000. Approval within 24 hours. Draw funds when you need it. No origination fees. So you know how all these closing costs come into play. So there's no origination fee. And if you don't know what a business line of credit is, it's basically where you do not have to take on a lump sum like unsecured working capital, like emerging cash advance, which you'll hear about, or a business term loan. And instead, you, let's say, for example, get approved for 150,000. Now, you don't want to use it all up at once. You have a season where you want to just take out 10,000 for whatever that purpose is, and you only get interest on that 10,000. And then once you pay that off, it becomes a revolving line of credit, goes back into the original 150,000 or whatever that was, and then you can continue to use it. So there's a place for that. It's not always necessary, but just so you know, that's there. And I'll leave more information to all this down below in the description if you want to learn about different types of business lines of credit, different types of unsecured working capital like merchant cash advances that we're going to go into. That'll all be down there below. And before I move forward, though, I have this free 6-step pre-approval lending checklist I want to let you know about that will thoroughly walk you through step-by-step, understanding the process of when you walk into an application that you know with 110% confidence and certainty you will get approved without having to waste time. We're talking about days, weeks, months, and even years. You having to sit at a couch wondering what will tomorrow bring. You don't want that happening to you. You want to walk in there knowing you're going to get approved for whatever type of business loan, cash advance, etc. that may be. That'll be linked down below in the description. Go ahead and pick that up again for free. Now, coming back to this, it says 10,000 plus small businesses have been funded, 361 million in financing, 24-hour financing time, 1,000 plus industries have been served, 6+ years of experience. Now, how does this work? So it's a 3-step process. 1, apply, fill out your online form, and one of their top funding advisors will help find a solution that best fits your unique business needs. 2, underwriting, as anything. We will help you through the simple 100% online underwriting process and answer any questions you may have. 3, get funded. Once approved, you'll receive the capital your business needs in as little as 24 hours. What are other people saying? Awesome group of professionals to be in business with. My representative was a significant help. I can't thank her enough for always being there every time I called or emailed. Strongly recommend this group by George C. from Newark, Delaware. So there's just the one, and then you see other things here like wholesale manufacturing in different places they've served. Qualifying for financing is simple. Generally, we're able to provide a financing solution to any business that has at least 6 months in business, a business bank account, at least 15,000 in monthly deposit volume. So if this is somebody that sounds like you, then you can go ahead and apply, and then questions, call or email, that will be there. So you can see a minimum, a business bank account, online banking setup, very necessary. You need to have that. You need to differentiate between personal and business, not having everything going into a personal account, show that legitimacy. And it also shows that you can also make the payments to pay the loan, the cash advance back. So at least 15,000 in monthly deposit volume is a little bit higher up there. So if you were looking for an alternative where it doesn't have to be as high as a deposit going into the account, then I recommend something like Bank Breezy, where you can get up to 25,000 same day instant approval with no interest rates. That's right. We calculate on total payback and are generally 50% less expensive than what you're going to see here with the unsecured loans, working capital, with the merchant cash advances, which are generally more expensive. And merchant cash advance usually is taking away a future percentage of your credit card receivables. And it's not always fixed what you're going to be getting, how much you have to pay, and so forth. So it can cause more defaults and more expensive. So with Bank Breezy here, there are no interest rates. Generally, again, 50% less expensive. You know what you're getting. You know what you have to pay back. We never give you something you can't handle. We don't take advantage of you. We don't do that. I've been helping a lot of people through this one program alone. But again, instant approval, same day funding with as little as 5,000 plus monthly bank revenue. So you can see the deposits from 15 to here 5,000 and 10,000 differential. So with 5,000 minimum, that's very little. With 6 months in business, so similar, it is that because it is more of a higher risk. So just keep that in mind. A business checking account, common, 450 plus FICO credit score. That's very poor. All industries are included. You get more funds when you need it. Receive funds time and time again. Add-on funds are available. Payment history will earn you more. You get a personalized account manager. And again, no hard credit inquiries, transparent terms, no collateral required, industry-leading early pay discounts. And it's just a breezy process. And they even have the DAC up to 2 million, incredibly fast funding. So if you're doing at least 20,000 plus per month, but all this information will be down below in the description. There will be different videos and content on it. Make sure to refer to those so you can know more about them. Those are my #1 recommendation programs. And I've been helping a lot of people get funding through there when we're talking about working capital / cash advances. And there are other things like payment processing, customer financing, and so forth. So we got to see everything on this page. Now we go over here to the solutions. And we get to learn a little bit more. So the words that I used earlier, keywords, merchant cash advance, like I talked about, this is what we're talking about with unsecured working capital. They operate as an MCA, which again, it's taking away a future percentage of your credit card receivables, which isn't always bad. And I get it doesn't always come down to the interest rates, but they can be generally much, much higher. And with over here, with the David Allen Capital, Bank Breezy, and even up there 2 million, they don't operate that way. We don't do that. So again, it's less expensive. And again, does the benefit exceed the repayment? If it does not, then it doesn't make sense to move forward. So term and merchant cash advance is designed to be a short-term financing vehicle. Traditional business loans are generally designed for long-term capital needs. Credit score, the structure of a merchant cash advance relies more heavily on a business monthly deposit volume than a specific credit score. Then you have a business history. Most banks will not lend to business with less than 5 years. At Horizon, we only require 1 year of business history to provide financing. So you can see it's a little bit higher there. So here you can get a little bit more information. And then business card flex lines, which I'll get into in a moment, SBA loans. So they just talk a little bit about the 7A, SBA loan, the CDC 504 loan program, micro loan program, especially for startups. And if you are a startup, I'll leave more information down below for micro loans as well as other options. So you have a business term loan as well, which is what most people want, but it's not something everybody just qualifies for. And even if it's a fixed interest rate, it can be higher, but and those terms may be longer, but it's not a necessity all the time, even if you did qualify to take one, because you don't need that much amount to be using it for higher purchases and so forth. So you also get a business line of credit, as I said here, and then so forth. So let's go to flex line over here. So business card plus flex line is something unique that they carry. So let me show you a little bit about that until it loads. Finally, a funding program that is easy to obtain. It's cost-effective and controlled by the business owner, unlike a merchant cash advance. The factor rate only applies to the funds that you access. In other words, you can only pay for what you use. This is no hard credit pull and it will not affect your credit utilization ratio. So approvals are up to 100,000, no setup fees, draw fees, or monthly fees, no minimum FICO is required. Pay now discounts could save more than 95% of overall costs. So it's kind of like a business line of credit that it operates under. So boost your spending power with our business card plus flex line. Flexible spending limits, unlike other cards, a revenued business card offers flexible spending limits based on your business. Online merchant portal, access your account 24 hours a day. Review your balance, draw funds, check your payment schedule, request the spending limits, increase, and more. Use your card everywhere. Your card can be used and where you need it, in person, online, or by requesting a cash draw. Available cash draw, instantly request a cash draw to be deposited to your bank account. Stop wasting on MCAs and use funds as you need it. For the same funding, including renewals over a 12-month period, businesses can use the business card plus flex line and save $37,170 compared with an average MCA program. That's more than $3K per month back in your pocket. See for yourself, as you can see, 40K MCAs here versus the 40K flex line with 2 draws versus the 2 renewals on the MCA over the duration, the first advance, and then 4-7 there going forward. Amount funded 40K, 18K, and then another 18K in total. And it's more or less the same amount. But when it comes to the total down here for flex line, 19K as opposed to 454,000 savings and no, and then you save 37,000 on that side. And you may qualify if you are a U.S. business in operation for at least 6 months. You have a business bank account with average daily bank account balance of 1,000. Your bank balance does not have more than 3 negative days a month, and then you can start the application. My business was in a rough spot. So some people, what they're saying here, best customer service, very helpful. The agent was so polite, helped me through the loan process. For my first 2 months of my funding, representative was very helpful. And just a few things to say there. So expert team, higher limits, fast process for billing and funding, flexible limits. And if you need to get in contact, there's that information. FAQs there, how it works. I get the business card plus flex line is very attractive, but in most cases, you won't even need to do that. That's why something I recommend very highly, and I can't say enough about them, is something like David Allen Capital, especially their Bank Breezy unparalleled program to get up to 25,000 same day instant approval funding with more benefits that comes with that, with receiving those funds time and time again, 50% less expensive, and you know what you're going to use that capital for. You're getting good relation with us, and we're able to help you. Simple and fair and transparent terms, and just a lot of people coming through this. So that's one that I highly recommend over Horizon Business Funding. Not to say Horizon Business Funding is like all that bad, but when it comes to financing, proper financing, having the right team behind it all, because I know the underwriters, I know the lending team, very helpful on the Bank Breezy and DAC, David Allen Capital side. So as we saw here, the process applying, underwriting, and then you get funded, and you can learn more about that. So that should conclude everything in this video. The FAQ, what type of financing, how is a merchant cash advance different from a loan? How quickly can I receive the funds? How can I use the money? How can I qualify? And so forth. So that's everything from me in this video. Look for all my extra resources, like my free 6-step pre-approval lending checklist. Look at the alternatives here, like David Allen Capital being one of the many, but they're one of my favorites and the one that I help so many people get funding in, because it is the most transparent and most unbelievable program to have out there, where you don't have to deal with those interest rates. You don't have to deal with collateral or no hard credit checks. Very transparent, again, as I've said time and time again, low 450 plus FICO credit score, and many more things there. Like you get a personalized account manager, and you get people like myself here to help you out in that process. So that's everything from me. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Click that bell notification icon so you don't miss a future video I come out with. And for any questions, leave me comments down below. If you need more help, do that as well. Thank you.